Good morning, guys. It's Cecilia, aka ForRealCeil, what 90 days can do, and MLS. Hi, how you doing today? It is Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week. It's hump day. Oh my God. So today I'm driving into work. I decided I better refill my gas tank because it's a nor'easter coming. I don't know what to expect as far as the weather because we've been getting a lot of predictions, and some are played up really well, and then others, can be a little under predicted. So you never know what to expect. And I know I commute, and I said, wouldn't it be a shame if I was to run out of gas or something like that tonight, just trying to get home or trying to get to my gas station of preference. So I decided to make sure I gas up my car before I go into that, which is normally not my thing. I usually gas up on the way back home. But either way, I got it done, and refueling is a very essential thing. So I want to talk a little bit about refueling your mind and your body. Eating habits, poor eating habits can be really detrimental to you. Stresses of life and other things that cause toxins in your body and all kinds of situations can be helped and actually sometimes alleviated by our diet and by taking time to refuel, energize yourself, use vitamins, definitely, eat healthy, eat a lot of green vegetables, leafy vegetables are good, meat. Some people have an aversion to meat. I know vegan and vegetarians, they are not meat eaters, but I gotta tell you, there are so many great things now that we're finding out with the keto diet and ketosis. When the body is in ketosis, it kills off a lot of illnesses. It kills off a lot of pain, inflammation, and other things in the body. So it's really a good diet to follow for those who can. And those who can't, then there's other, forms of getting into your body the nutrients that you need in order for your body to be refueled, energized in a manner that is more helpful to produce that kind of outcomes you want. You want to be healthy. You want to feel good. You want to feel rested after you sleep at night, and you want to wake up rejuvenated and not stiff and achy and tired. So these things can all be handled by simply fueling your body in the right manner or refueling your body in the right manner. So exercise, good health, good nutrition, eating a lot of leafy green vegetables, Brussels sprouts and collards, and cabbage is even good, and broccoli, cauliflower, beans of all types are really good for that carb factor if you're not keto, because if you're keto, then you want to avoid carbohydrates. But meat, we're talking about red meat, a lot of high fat meats, beef, steaks, God, I think there's an accident. Okay, steaks, pork loin, pork chops, chicken. You try to avoid fried foods if you can. I love me some fried food, but I also love stewed dishes and baked dishes. So I can eat a stewed pork chop, but see, it has to be fried first. So you have to get past that. Maybe just oven baked and then boiled down with some nice gravy or something like that. But now you gotta be careful if you're in ketosis. What type of gravy are you making? Are you going to make a gravy that has flour, regular flour? Because if you do, then you're back at your carbs. So you want to be careful. You gotta use like almond flour or a different form of binding agent to make that gravy. Sauces are good. Reduction. You can do a really good reduction, with just meat and boiling down a meat until its own juices are there, and that is a sauce, and that is a another great form to get extra flavor into meat. You do not have to make gravy all the time. In commercial foods, I learned a lot about the differences and how to bring flavor out of foods. You use a mirepoix, you use a Holy Trinity, and then you just braise foods properly, and you seal in flavor. There's also something that I learned in commercial foods that I didn't like, and this is what I was taught. They say never wash your meat off. That's nasty. I can't. That's the one thing. I mean, poultry and stuff, yes, but they said steak. They said beef and steak, never wash it off, just cook it. And I'm like, well, no, I gotta wash it off, But they said when you're doing that, you're washing off a lot of flavor. A lot of flavor is in the blood, believe it or not. So I'm like, yuck, no, I'm not me. I still wash my steak to this day. I will always wash my food, especially meats. I'm sorry, I just can't. I really can't not do it. So with that being said, eat healthy, use healthy portions. Eggs are a great source of protein. I'm going to tell you, my daughter put me onto keto diet, and I lost 11.5 pounds in 2 weeks. That was awesome. I felt great for that period of time. And not only was the diet change, but it was the eating pattern. So I did an intermittent fasting where I did a 16-8. So I would eat in an 8-hour window, and then I would fast for 16 hours, which is easy because you just don't eat past 8 p.m. and then you don't eat anything before noon. And that worked great for me because, one, I'm not a morning person. I'm not a breakfast person. I like breakfast foods, but I'm not one that gets up in the morning and has to eat right away. It just, for me, it's never been a big thing. Like, I prefer the way you eat. And sometimes, unfortunately for me, sometimes I wouldn't even eat until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or later, depending on my workflow. If it was really busy, like lunch, people take lunch 12:30, 1 o'clock. I could never. I have to go 2:30, 3:30. Sometimes I don't eat lunch until 4:30, depending on how busy it is at the job. If it's busy and I'm working and I'm not thinking about food, I just don't eat, and sometimes I just don't take a break, which is not good. My body should be regulated. I should, for myself and my diet thing, my nutritionist told me is I should be eating 6 meals a day, not big meals, small meals. I should be eating at least 4 snacks and 2 full meals, and they should be, they should be in small sizes, like 4-ounce to 5-ounce meals, portions, but 6 times a day, and I should be drinking a lot of water and getting in at least, try to get in 64 grams of protein. So that's where keto came in very handy. Like, the protein level was crazy because I was eating constant meat and stuff. Yeah, it was high calories, but it became, my body started burning the fat instead of burning sugar. It burned fat, and it was really amazing to realize that every time you ate something, you would just get hot. Like, I would just sweat. My body would just be like burn, burn, burn. I would just feel hot, like really heated up inside. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Really couldn't believe it. So try that out. Just remember to refuel. At one time I talked about taking time to recharge your body and your mind, like giving your mind a break and space to get things out, unclutter it, so you could refill it. In a manner of speaking, that's the same kind of thing I'm talking about, where when it comes to refueling, you need that. You need a good source of vitamins. You need to monitor your calcium. You need to look at your magnesium. There are a lot of things that make you function or not function in a acceptable way. I mean, if you're suffering from urinary tract infections, you may want to increase, your vitamin C, and you may even want to increase your potassium levels. Now, if you're having issues with your kidneys and stuff like that, then you want to decrease your potassium levels because it could be too much of that, and then you might want to decrease your red meat. So, the diets and changes of eating habits can be good, and they can also be bad, and it depends all on the individual and the individual's health. But one thing I do know, that every single diet, no matter what it is, no matter how good it is, always works better with exercise and proper water intake. You gotta hydrate your body. So you don't want crepey skin. You don't want skin where when you pull or squeeze the back of your hand, it stays pinched up. If you do, you are dehydrated and you need to drink more water. If you you start getting lines, like sometimes I notice I have crow's feet and I have some H lines now. Well, I'm 50, so I need to up on my moisturizers, but I also need to replenish my body with water more often. I am a severe coffee drinker. I will drink 3-4 cups of coffee in a day, and coffee is not really great for you. They say it's good for you, but it just depends on how you take it. I try to really avoid the non-dairy creamer now because it's not real. It's not even a real thing. It doesn't even melt in hot coffee. See, it's still floating, and we're putting that in our bodies, and this is like, wow, like, oh my God, this is crazy. So I try to avoid that. I use creamer now. Dairy creamer, like half and half, or even a heavy whipped cream. I love that. I started using that when I first started keto because it was just a higher fat content, and I was mixing my coffee, making coffee with the utilization of ghee, 7 nut butter, ghee, and heavy whipping cream. And I'm telling you, that coffee was so good. It was just banging, and it just really was like, wow, I could drink that every single day, and it's a really good cup of coffee. High calories, but if you're only drinking 1 cup of coffee like that in a day, and if you're following a keto diet where you're eating a limited amount of food, on a daily basis, but the high fat content foods that are making your body learn to burn fat instead of burning sugar is a really good thing. And I use artificial sweeteners, so I stick more to the stevia. I do still use Splenda. It's not like my favorite because they say that those artificial sweeteners cause cancer, but sugar's bad for us too. So anything in moderation is okay, but you have to be careful what you consider to be moderate. All right. So guys, make sure to always, replenish, refill. Make sure you have surplus. Make sure that you have the fuel that you need to get through your day, to get through your life, to get to where you're going. Just be mindful that it's important for day-to-day functionality, and it's important so you don't get stopped short of your goals. All right, you guys have a great day. It's a trafficy morning. Like, I got stuck behind this car. I was going 60 miles an hour, so I'm not happy because I'm typically like 20 miles ahead of that if I can do it. And here now, I'm just getting to Harrison, and I really wanted to be in Newark already. But say lovey. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.